Hi lovies, welcome back to my channel. So on this particular video, I'm going to share with us how I made this Bubu dress with a drawstrips and with an inbuilt waist belt within few minutes. It's a very quick one that you can make for yourself if you are rushing out. I pull out this look in less than 2 hours. I mean 2 hours including filming the video. You understand? It's in less than 2 hours. I could make this with sewing and filming. So if you're not filming, you know that it's going to be lesser than that. So without do or say, let's drive down to business. As you can see, you can style it in different ways, like in 4 different ways. So guys, let's go down to the drafting of this beautiful piece. So the first thing I did, I'm using 3 yard of fabric, 3 yard. So I cut that 3 yard into two. So 1.5 yard for my front and 1.5 yard for my back. And I fold the 1.5 into two for the front, and I fold the 1.5 into two for the back. So I place them on the floor so that I can get a full view of what I'm doing. So for the front, I'm going to extend it by 1 inch, just like the way we do for our back for our zipper, but this one now is for the front because that's where our drawstrings is going to pass. I don't want to attach a different fabric to this dress, to this um fabric. So the next thing I will do is I'll rule out my starting points, and for my starting point I will mark my neck 2.5. I'll mark it 2.5. So after sewing my neckline, I'll have 3 inches. I'll have it to be 3 inches. So I'll come down by 1 inches. That is for the back. So from my neckline, I will determine how long I want my sleeves to be. So for me, I just used all what I have left, and I came down by 1.5 for my shoulder slope. This is optional, guys. You cannot, if you don't want to come down, it's also fine. So after that's my 1.5, I will determine how I want my sleeve opening to be. So what I did was that I added 1.5 to my chest line. You know, when I'm drafting my basic bodies, my chest line is 9 inches. So I made this my sleeve opening 10.5. You get. So the next step I did was to take my shoulder to waist line, and I rule it out like this. So from my shoulder, I'll mark my gown length. So I'm making my own 58. My shoulder to my floor length is 58, and I'll connect it like that to the floor. So from that, my sleeve opening, I'll rule a straight line down to the length of my gown, like that, straight down, just like you see me demonstrated. So on this my waistline, I will come in by 6 inches to mark where my belt will be, and I'll use a pin to pin it. So look at where I took my 6 inches from the back center, from the center back, not the center front. You get it? So that is that for the waistband. So I'll start cutting. So we are done drafting, so we are cutting. You see, it's a very, very simple class. So for the front neckline, I'll come down by 7 inches and connect it with my straight ruler like that to my neckline, and I'll cut out. Very, very simple for the front neckline. So I'm just trying to trim out, make the neckline shape and straight. So that is that for it. So it's time to start sewing it. So I'll go to my sewing machine and sew my front by half inch, and turn my neckline with a bias, and turn my front neckline also with a bias. I'll come back and show us what we have next. So I've done that. I've sewn the front, as you can see. I've also done my neckline with my bias. I use my fabric to make a bias with my bias maker. So I did the same thing to the back also. So the next step now is to go and sew in 0.6, 0. On both side. So this 0.6 I'm using is not standard. You can sew it less or more. It depends on how wide your drawstrings are. Just try and make sure that anything you're sewing can accommodate your drawstrings. You get, after that, you sew the up of your neckline to secure your drawstrings. You get. So I'll go and do it, and I'll come back and show us what we have. So before we go to the sewing machine, I'll come down from my shoulder line. I'll come down by 17 inches from my waistline and go in again by 6 and go in again by 6 inches to mark where my belt will be. You get. So I'll do it, and I'll bring my belt and use a pin to pin it before I go and sew it on my sewing machine. So whatever I do here, I'll do it on the other side of the front piece. Go out by 6 inches, mark it, bring my belt and pin. So the length of my belt is 25 inches. Each of it is 25 inches. So this length can accommodate a waist circumference of 50 inches. You get. If you have a waist circumference of 50 inches below, you can use this length of belt. So I'll go and do what I just said and come back and show us what we have. So I've attached my belt, and note, I attach the belt inside, not outside. So I'll go and sew here. This my sleeve opening. I'll turn it twice and sew it, and I will now join the front and the back together. Sew the shoulder slope like this, and also sew the side where you see those arrows. I'll sew that side. And that is the end of our class, guys. So thank you for watching. I love you so much. Make sure to weave in the inside to have a finished look, and iron. Always iron while you sew to have a finished look. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel to encourage me to be coming here every week. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. See you next time. Stay blessed and stay safe.